So this is a really good question, and it's a common issue. Horses that rear, that get light on the front end and pop up, and that can be really scary. In fact, some of the worst horse accidents come from horses rearing and flipping up on their rider. So if you're worried about your horse rearing up, you have good cause to, and this is something that you can address when taking the right approach in order to teach your horse that rearing up is never going to be the best answer for them. So say I'm desensitizing a horse and my horse goes to rear up. What most people will do, and say I'm just doing it on the ground, okay? And remember, everything starts on the ground, right? So say I'm desensitizing my horse with a flag, my horse rears up. What most people will do, they will instinctively recoil. They will pull back and say, oh my goodness, I used way too much pressure and energy and I made my horse rear up. Let me take that pressure away. That is the worst thing you can do, because remember, when we talk about pressure, whenever we take pressure away, that is a reward. That is kind of telling our horse like, good job. So essentially, if your horse rears up and you feel like you used too much pressure and you immediately take the pressure away, you're saying, good job for rearing up, way to go, bud. And so then that's going to actually encourage the behavior instead of make it disappear. So here's what I'd rather you do. Make sure that you work on the rearing on the ground. So find out what makes your horse rear on the ground. If it's that flag, take that flag, let them rear up, but keep flagging until they come back down and relax. And once those feet hit the ground, then release the pressure to let them know that they made a good decision of coming back down and relaxing instead of continuing to rear up. So I hope that makes sense, because a lot of people would withdraw instead of sticking with it. And that's going to be the key. Let them rear up and come down and rear up and come down and rear up and come down, but only take the pressure away when they come down. Okay. So that's going to be one thing. Another thing that's going to help with the rearing up is teaching your horse to soften. Horses that rear are very stiff. They're rigid. They haven't been taught how to like tip their nose or how to really flex their nose around. And so they're rigid in that front end and really tight. And so what happens is when they feel pressure and anxiety, that front end blows because they don't feel that softness and suppleness that we really like them to have on that front end. So working on your flexing, on your bending, on your tipping your horse's nose, all of those things, even just stretches that you can do with treats and things to get them to lower their nose, get them grounded and comfortable with being in their front end, you're going to have a horse that's a lot less likely to want to rear because they are more comfortable and confident in their skin.